All right, today in the kitchen, we're going to do a recipe I've done before, but we're going to do it just a little bit different. And that's spaghetti with a meat sauce. And today we're making it with a meat sauce and Italian meatballs. And what an Italian meatball is, or what I call an Italian meatball, is meatball which I'm going to add some fennel to make it taste like Italian sausage. So I've got me an onion here, 2 pounds of ground meat, all my little herbs and spices. We're going to be using fennel. We're going to be using oregano, rosemary, which you almost got to use, some thyme, of course. I've got some tomato paste, some diced roasted garlic tomatoes, and some tomato sauce. So we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get those tomatoes, start browning them up, and making our meatballs. Okay, I've opened them tomatoes, I got them drained, and this is the diced tomatoes with the fire roasted ones with the garlic. Throw that in that little pot right there. Ooh, I might want to turn my fire off. Let me turn that back on to about medium. We'll put that in the sink. All right, got them in there. And I've got a bit of olive oil in there. Just stir that around. We're just going to brown them up good. This is going to take quite a while. So while that's doing, we're going to go ahead and start making our meatballs. Now for the meatballs, I got 2 different packs of ground meat. One's an 80-20, and the other one is a 96-4 on the fat. And I'm going to use those to go ahead and make the meatballs. If I can get the package open. Okay. Throw that in there. Trying not to make a mess. Get rid of this. All right. Kind of mush it around. Now, I forgot one thing. I got to crush up my fennel. Hold on a second. Okay, I got my little mortar and pestle here. I got some fennel seed. We're gonna dump how about this much? In there. I hope y'all can see that. It's hard for me to see that little tiny ass screen. And I'm just gonna grind that up, and that's gonna take a while, so y'all can get y'all some coffee or whatever while I do this, and we'll be back. All right, we've got all that ground up. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of it in there, but I'm gonna use a good bit of it. And just gonna mash that up in there. I think a little bit more I can put in there. We'll also throw in some Tonys and a little bit of perfect pinch. I really want them to taste the licorice flavor like you're getting that Italian sausage. Now you can use anise seed for that flavor also. And there's one other herb, but I can't remember it right off the bat what it is. I wish I could taste that, but it's raw ground meat, and I'm not too much into raw ground meat. You could eat it. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It ain't gonna kill you. Dogs do it all the time, but, you know. Well, one more time to the wash. Don't want to get all that meaty goodness on top of my seasoning bottles there. Good little liberal amount of Tony's. Prudence. I used to use Tony's all the time. A good little liberal amount of the perfect pitch with herbs. You just kind of mash all that around in there. And the meatballs are not going to be these huge things like when you go to an Italian restaurant. They're going to be more of a golf ball size. That way you can get more of them. If people eating lots of meatballs, they think they really got something there. You give them one or two big ones, much. I don't want no damn. I need more meatballs. Of course, I've got a meat sauce to go with this, so, you know. It's a meat lover spaghetti. I'm going to start making our little meatballs there. Looks like I done splashed on me already. I think that's about a pretty good size for a meatball. It could be a little bit smaller, but then they'd be Swedish and not Italian. Don't want people sitting at the table going, Oregon, 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 Oregon. And I'm going to go ahead and finish making all these. You see what I'm doing, so you get the idea, and we'll be back. Okay, we're going to start browning the meatballs. I'm going to do that in my cast iron skillet there. I got my tomatoes over there cooking, and I've been stirring the hell out of them things. Because if you don't, they burn. We're going to get our meatballs all browned up. And we'll go chop our vegetables up, and we'll be back. All right, we're going to chop these vegetables up here. And like usual, I'm going to get started on it, and then we're going to take a little break while I do it. Because, I mean, y'all don't want to see me staying there chopping vegetables all damn day. Because it does take a little while. And to get all them chopped, I'm going to throw them in the pot with them tomatoes that are nice and brown by now. The meatballs are browning up. And you notice I'm paying attention to down here and not at that camera. We don't want to lose no fingers. All right. Well, we'll be back. All right, we got all the vegetables chopped. We'll throw them in this pot here with those browned up tomatoes. And I get mine fairly dark. You know, I don't know why I do that, but I do it. Because when I was growing up, I didn't like tomatoes and stuff, so I cooked the hell out of them. And I think this might need just a little more olive oil. Reach around here, grab some. All right, get it nice and coated. Turn that fire up just a little bit. And once I get all this all browned up and everything, we're going to go ahead and brown our ground meat. And I'm going to brown it in the same skillet I did my meatballs in. Sometimes I'll brown it in this pot, but today I want to get my sauce going. So once we get these started browning good, we're going to go ahead and add our tomato paste. That gives it a much richer flavor, I've discovered. And that's about all I got for right now. All right, them meatballs are browned up. We're going to take them out, put them in the lid there, and I'll be able to start on my ground meat. Now, if you see a little bit of pink on them, that's okay, because they're going to be cooking in that sauce. They'll be fully cooked by the time we get around to eating on them. I just hope I put enough fennel in them. to make them taste like I wanted. I was scared to put too much. Go ahead and grab that other pot of ground meat. Fight with it to get it open. Yeah, all the time. You ain't got no fingernails when you got the gloves on. Ah, there we go. Got it. Gonna brown that up. Well, I'm gonna have to get me another spoon now. Thank God, I got a plethora of them. Oh, might want to turn my fire back on. All right, them things are cooked down enough. Go ahead, throw that garlic in there. That garlic don't take too long to cook. Nice big, you know what? It's Italian food. Let's go with 2 scoops. Throw that in there. Once that's browned up, I got some tomato sauce right here. I mean paste. I don't know why I said sauce. I'm gonna dump that in there, but let them garlics cook a little while. I'm impatient. I'm dumping it in now. Now I'm not putting that whole can in there. Now I might have to get me a spoon. It's gonna be about half the can. All right, that ought to do it. I look at tomato paste like a red roof. Kind of treat it the same way, except you don't add no water. You add more tomato sauce. Oh yeah, that's starting to look good there. See if I need maybe a little bit more of it. Oh, the other day, I cooked some chicken thighs in a red gravy, and I used that tomato paste. Oh, I put that over penne pasta. That stuff was so good. I have to do a show on that. But somebody had asked for spaghetti, and I had got everything ready, got ready to do it, and went and looked on my channel and saw I already had one. So I was like, man, I don't want to duplicate it. So they said, well, I got all this stuff already, what am I going to do? Like, well, the hell with it. I'm going to make me one with spaghetti and meatballs. Because I do love a good spaghetti. Now, I cook this stuff down for like 4 hours. Once I get that sauce in there, like that meat's going to sit there for, I'm going to probably throw the meat in at about an hour or 2. But I'm going to let that sauce simmer for about 2 hours, stirring every 10 minutes because it's going to stick if you don't. I'll put that on a low fire. Let's see. My glasses kind of got steamed up. I'm having a hard time viewing that. All right. You know what? I think that's going to be enough paste. I'll go ahead and start opening these with the little whirligigs. We're going to start throwing in our herbs and stuff. We're going to start with some perfect pinch. With Italian food, I don't think there's such a thing as too much garlic. Next, we got some, my cameraman hates this stuff. It reminds him of fake weed. Some oregano. Oh yeah, people used to do that to us when we were young. They'd sell us that crap, tell us it was weed. We was stupid. We didn't know no better. And next we got the thyme. And of course, you can't have spaghetti without rosemary. Ooh! I forgot, this thing ain't got the little... Well, we're going to throw some of that rosemary out. I keep forgetting my rosemary don't have that little holes. All right. Stop you. Let it go. Let it go. Here. Fetch. Bring it back. And we're going to also throw in, I got just a little pinch of fennel. About yay much as you can see. We'll throw that in there too. I don't want to waste it. Okay. Get the first can of sauce in there. Don't have to rinse them cans out because I want all that in there. Make sure it's the right side up. I've been known to open them upside down. A lot of times what I'll do when I'm doing this is I'll have some beef stock made up and I'll rinse it out with beef stock. But I don't think I'm going to need none of that in my spaghetti sauce today. Uh-oh. I didn't get him right. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. I love that little thing. Now, we didn't put no prunings into the ground meat, just into the meatballs, because I don't want to. I want the ground meat to be just basically plain, so it soak up the tomatoes and the herbs and all that. Oh yeah, look at that. That's looking good. I might have to use more than 2 cans of tomato sauce. We'll see. Come on, you can do it. Come on, just a little more. And there it goes. It reminds me of a little bug, just shaking its little butt as it goes around in a circle. All right, a little bit of water in that can. All right, that's 2. And stir that up good. And you know, I don't think I'm gonna need another can. I'm thinking that's looking pretty dadgum good right there. So, well, I know how to fix that. I need to put my lid on, but I got my meatballs in it, so we're just gonna throw them back in the skillet with the ground meat. Make you jealous. Because they all seasoned up and it's not. They're just plain old ground meat. And we'll put that lid on. And we'll be back when it's time to throw in the meat. All right, that sauce has been cooking for a couple of hours. We can go ahead and start throwing my meatballs in there. I forgot to put my gloves back on, but at this stage it don't really matter. I swear I ain't been picking my nose or nothing. Throw the meatballs in there. That's what I'm going to do with that one. And then that meat. Throw all that in. Oh. I wanted to throw it inside the pot and I threw it all over the damn floor. Well, let's clean up on aisle 2. step in that until after I start cleaning it up. Stir all that in there. I was thinking, man, I ain't got enough ground meat, but hey, that's working out good right there. Maybe I didn't have enough sauce. Oh no, that's plenty. Okay. Now, we'll go ahead and let that simmer for a little while, and I'm going to go ahead and get my spaghetti put on. We'll be back. You know, I almost forgot to put my daggum parsley in there. So we're going to go ahead and cut up some fresh parsley, throw in that pot. Now, I use scissors. I mean, you can cut them with a knife and stuff, but... And I don't mind a few little stems in there. I'm not going to put too much. It's more of a garnish than anything else. See what that looks like once we chop it up a little bit better. Now, if I do see a big stem, I'm going to throw that out. But if a little bit of stem get in there, I'm not going to complain too much about it. I think just a little tiny bit more. Comme ça. All right. Oops, I missed him altogether. How you like them apples? All right. Chop all that up. Okay, we're gonna go throw that in the pot. All righty. Just throw that on top like that. Make it look all pearly. And we got our water getting ready to boil over there. As soon as that's boiling, I'm gonna throw that spaghetti in there. And I usually let it cook about 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. And then we're gonna head over to the table and see what that tastes like. So we'll be back. All right, that water's boiling. I'm going to wait till that clock there hits 1:58. And then I'm going to throw it in. That way I can time it better. I usually go for about 7 minutes on the spaghetti. Got me a good handful here. That ought to be enough to feed us. If not, I'll throw a little bit more in. We'll see. Of course, since we're watching it, it's going to take forever. I don't know why that happens. The minute you take your attention off of that, especially if it's something you got to do, it's gone. That minute's up. If you're dying, it goes fast, yeah. I'll tell you. But while we're waiting to throw in our spaghetti, it's going to take forever. Anybody else hear the Jeopardy theme? There we go. Throw that in there. Now also, I think I'll put a little bit more. No, you know what? I always overthink that. That's good. I always put too much in there. Then you got leftover spaghetti and nobody likes that cold. Well, maybe the cameraman does, but I don't. All right. So 5 after, and it'll be done. So we're gonna go ahead and get off camera and come back later. All right, that spaghetti's done. The sauce is done. Heat me up some little French bread. I didn't do garlic bread, just did some French bread. Got enough garlic in that tomato, in that spaghetti sauce. Got my fancy little spaghetti grabber there. And get over here and get into that pot. Get some good sauce on top of that. Oh yeah, look at that. I think maybe 2 meatballs. I'm fixing this one for my cameraman. Give him a lot of sauce. I'm generous like that, you know. Put that plate down. We're going to cut a little. Let me move that out the way so I don't stab it. Cut a couple of pieces of that French bread there to put on there. I'm going to take that over to the table and we see y'all there. All right, we're at the table there. Watching my cameraman dig in. Do it a little different today. Y'all may have y'all gonna notice when he zooms in on me making his plate that the camera got really, really shaky. Well, he got so excited that was his plate that he couldn't control himself.
I thought it was that plate.
Yeah, he did, but then he said, "Is that all I get?" So I made him make his own plate. I'm waiting to see him try one of them meatballs so we see how that.
You know the fennel comment went into the gravy?
Well, I put some in there. Ah, now your shirt looks like mine.
That's what it was. You've never eaten anything with fennel in it before. Just right amount, not too much. Just a little bit of it. It's going to take a while.
All right, well, let me go sit down over there. I got to put myself in this show. Yeah, I got me a good plate of it here. Well, we both got plates of spaghetti to finish off. And I'm sure y'all got things y'all got to do. So, as usual, see you next time on Sky's Cajun Kitchen.